Today we're talking about drive systems for your 33 Factory 5 Hot Rod version 2. Hi everybody, and welcome to the channel about kit cars and other car topics. If you like what you see, please subscribe and hit the notification buttons below and share with others on social media. So just like the EFI video you saw where my mind was blown, had to start over with all my research and everything, well, that kind of happened to me at the same time it was also happening to me with my drive system. So just like before, a long time ago I picked out a March Performance system. Actually, it was a beautiful system, and I was 95% sure it was going to fit. And the thing with drive systems is this V of the 33 Hot Rod is really, really small and really tight. And so when you pop in the LS engine, at least it's not a Coyote. Coyotes are really wide. LS engines are a little bit more V'd up, and so you got a little bit more room in there. More air comes around, stuff like that. But we're not using power steering because we have electric power assist, so that's a delete there. But if you're going to add air conditioning, that can be a little bit troublesome. A lot of the stock cars and stock engines have all that stuff mounted towards the bottom. Well, you have to move some of that stuff to the top. So a lot of times it's like alternator up here, air conditioner up here, power steering would usually be here. This is just an idler. You got your harmonic balancer right in the center, and of course you got your water pump right in the middle. So what I didn't realize about drive systems is most drive systems bolt their stuff on top of other things. So you still source your original or a Camaro or Corvette harmonic balancer, you bolt that on the car. Then you're going to bolt on their bling on top of it. So you get your nice polished aluminum or chrome or whatever you're putting on there. What I didn't realize is the belt's not going on the original harmonic balancer. It's going out here. So in other words, this is 3 inches sticking out. It's not just a cap that's only a quarter of an inch or a half an inch on top of your harmonic balancer. They're just using that as a baseline and adding stuff on top of it. So now the amount of depth you need of space between the harmonic balancer and the front of the car now is 7 inches. Well, in the 33 Hot Rod, because of the power steering rack, sometimes you only have 1.5 inches, 2 inches, maybe max. And so you really now are really tight, and a lot of these systems won't fit just based off of that. The other side of it is how wide do they go? If you're pushing stuff on top, no problem because you got some room up top. But if it's down below, people are getting, dirty dingo and some of these other things to try to move stuff around, but they're still having to do some modifications. So I'm trying to buy a system that's blinged out and perfectly fits, so I don't have to do modifications. Now, as you saw in an earlier video, I did that with my power steering assist. There's a big unit like this that goes on a 45-degree angle, basically, right into your oil pan. And if you saw, I bought a Holley, I want to say it's a 302-2 oil pan, which is the slimmest front side of the oil pan that you could buy for an LS engine. And thank God I did, because I have no clearance issues. Everything is perfect. I didn't have to reclock the power steering unit at all, where every single LS person I've talked to, and saw on the forums and stuff like that, they've all had to re-drill, rechange. Some people are mounting them vertical, which looks horrible. I didn't have to do anything. Put my engine in, bam, perfect. Got about good 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch clearance. So that's freaking awesome. I did my research there and it worked out great. But of course, EFI and drive system, no, blowing up. So I had this system all worked out with March Performance I was going to, do until I realized that belt issue. And since it's coming out so forward, I can't really do it. So then they had another system that, pushed everything up, didn't look as cool, but it's not drive-by-wire compatible, and I'm a drive-by-wire guy. So that's not working either. So I had to abandon that company. However, I will say I love what they do at that company. I think it's one of the best systems out there. But here's the cool thing they do. If you get polished aluminum, they clear coat it. So it's never going to tarnish. You don't have to polish it ever. All you have to do is wipe it clean because it has a clear coating on top of the aluminum. That's brilliant. Why is not all the other companies doing that? I have no idea because I don't want to buy any companies. I love the polished aluminum look. I don't want to do the maintenance, especially digging into an engine area with all the heat and all that. Like, that's just going to look like crap unless you barely turn it on, put it on a trailer, and take it to car shows. So I think some of these other companies need to step up a little bit and clear coat those products and make them a little bit more maintenance free, if you will. So I'm searching right now to find the right system. So let me show you some of these clearance issues that I'm talking about. All right, so here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Top left, you got your air conditioner. Top right, you have your alternator. Below that, you have your power steering. Right in the center, you have your water pump. And then at the bottom is your harmonic balancer. So if we take that off and we look here, here's our harmonic balancer. You got your water pump that's going to be right in the center. You got your other stuff that's going to be clearing this by at least 3 or 4 inches, so you have no problem on the sides. But it's down here that we start having an issue. And so these issues are front clearance between here and then how wide are these units coming out and smacking into this, because this is only 1.5 inches away from the harmonic balancer. So the idea that I came up with is taking this piece of paper and folding it up. And so what you could do is, you see those little notches on there? That's how far this is going to stick out. So what you do, and if I had 2 hands it'd be easier, so you wrap this around like it's perfectly matching the harmonic balancer, and then you could actually see how far that system's going to go and how far the clearance is coming from here. And so with every system, I'm taking something like this and wrapping it around. And again, with 2 hands, it curves perfectly, but with 1 hand, you can't really see it. And then it gives you an idea of where that thing's going to actually match up in a 3D space, so you can see what your clearance is. So as long as this harmonic balancer isn't an extra inch or a 1/2 inch, then you're clearing this part of it. But the distance here is also an issue. So imagine you're not using this for the belt at all. The belt's going to be way out here, which means all the rest of your stuff is going to be way out here and not back here next to the engine. The other side of it too is with the size of these throttle bodies, sometimes that system's going to be coming right here. And you have to verify that this throttle body is going to clear that. So hopefully, since this is a mid-rise system, this is high enough away that we're clearing this stuff, and it's only coming up to maybe this size, but we will see.